Howdy, Jake with Green Pro. A lot of times people are told to let the water drip at their faucets during freezing weather. The idea behind this is that the water in the pipe is moving, and moving water isn't going to freeze at the temperatures that we experience here in Mississippi. The problem with letting your water drip, and I know that even this little bit of water here doesn't seem like it's a lot of water, but the problem is it is a constant amount of water the entire time. And so what you're going to get is, in a standard septic environment, septic system, when it's raining, that water, that ground's already saturated, and it needs a break at night of no usage happening. And so that water, instead of absorbing into the ground and being ready for the next day, is overloaded from this constant amount of water at night. So it's not the best of ideas to do on a standard septic system, or any type of septic system. It's just a lot of extra water for it. So what can you do? If your bathroom happens to be on an outside wall, meaning that this back wall here is the outside, that's the most potential for pipes to freeze. The best thing to do is go ahead and open up the cabinets underneath, because the water lines come in underneath here. And what that'll do is it'll let the outside air that's around here get to that better, and not let it be super cold inside the cabinet and more likely to freeze. If you think it's needed and is not a fire risk, and you need a small heater, if you've got a heater in the bathroom, just point it toward those pipes, not too close, and just get some of that gentle heat rolling. And that'll help keep those pipes from freezing even in the coldest of temperatures in Mississippi.
To help protect your pipes under your home from freezing, instead of using the drip method of letting water run, you can make sure that the insulation underneath your manufactured home is intact, and that the skirting around the home is good, which prevents the wind from blowing underneath your home, which drastically decreases the temperature. If you're in a conventional home, you can wrap pipes in heat tape and insulation to prevent them from freezing, and call a plumber to make sure that everything looks good when you're finished up. This all helps protect the pipes from freezing and protects your septic system from that over amount of water, from just keeping the waters dripping. It may be easier to let them drip, but in the end, it's going to be much better for your septic system to do this.
As far as winterizing your septic system, you don't have too much to worry about unless you have a treatment plant with spray irrigation system. How do you know you have one of those? Those are going to be the type that have the spray heads that are in your yard that pop up and spray. Obviously, irrigation systems for grass are winterized, and the water's taken out, and so that nothing inside the pipes will freeze. Well, you can't do that with your septic system, because you need to use a septic system even during the winter time. And so the best way to make sure that those sprinkler heads are winterized is to make sure they're not taken out of the ground. As you can see, this one is flush and actually even recessed. This is well protected from any type of cold weather. The only time this head's going to be exposed to super cold weather is when it picks itself up and starts to spray. Something that we can do if it's a bad problem and you have freezing heads and everything's buried correctly is we can put a valve in the tank for you that actually lets some of this water drain back, so that the head that's in the ground isn't holding water during the time that it's not actually being used. The temperature of the water in your septic system sometimes is 70 degrees even during sub-zero weather, because it's insulated and protected. So it's not that water that's likely to freeze, just the water that sits there for a little while. So check your sprinklers heads, make sure there's no holes around them, they're well packed, and they're level with the ground.